Jacqueline. Sorry, Jax. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm so good.
Well,
Well, you shouldn't start a podcast like that. It's not very nice.
you smell like bum. You smell
Okay.
like beef and cheese. I could smell you through the video.
Why would you ever say something like that?
Floats my boat.
Good for you. Good for you. What have you been up to today?
Today is my rest day. I just woke up. I have an important meeting at work this week, so I've been prepping for that nonstop until this conference call, and then I'm gonna do this podcast, have some fun, and then I'm gonna go right back to studying. How about you?
I've had a pretty productive day. I woke up, ran 21 kilometers on the treadmill. If I had any recommendation on how to torture anybody, that's exactly what I'd do to them. Especially in a gym. Like, it's so much better if it's, like, in your garage. Like, I used to have a treadmill in my garage, and I used to bang out endless miles on it. But it's something about, like, driving to the gym and then being stuck on this one saddle with all of this, like, glorious equipment around you. And then as well, it stops every 30 minutes. That's cool. Then you gotta, like, restart it. So, like, I'm on the treadmill for 2 hours, and I had to stop 3 times. And then on top of that, like, right about my 10 o'clock, there's a digital clock right there. So you can't help but just see the time. Like, I put a towel over the treadmill screen so I can let the time fly by a little quicker, but that clock just taunts me, lives in my head rent free. But I got it
I was
done.
talking to a gym owner about that. Talking to a gym owner about the 30-minute programming they put on some of their treadmills at these lifting gyms just to get the people cycled off of it and out so other people can use it. I told him that's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard in my life. And I told him that pisses me off tremendously.
It's not
And he
right.
said he would unprogram it for me, so he unprogrammed it, I believe.
Yeah, I got to talk to someone about that. Honestly, I'm really hanging on for summertime here. We're so close. I'm so done with treadmill miles. But like, even and normally I get my miles in the wintertime, no problem, but here just where I live now, it's no bueno. It's like the trail by my house is used as a like cross country skiing trail. So I got to drive anyways if I want to go like road run in the wintertime. So I'm like, I might as well just go to a warm gym. But in the summertime where I'm living now, it's going to be pretty awesome running. There's a
Yeah, you
gravel,
have really good environment.
both for like, yeah, like there's a gravel trail that runs probably about 30 kilometers each direction. And then there's like amazing trails just right in my backyard.
Those are gonna be clutch for trail running this summer.
Oh, we're gonna have to show those trails who's boss for sure. But I don't
I'm
know.
gonna slap the trails bums.
It's in Blue Mountain though, and I don't know the trail system very well here, but I think what is a shame is I believe you have to pay to access the actual Blue Mountain Resort trails.
Well, we'll see. We'll see about that.
Has to be a way around it.
Oh, Mr. Ticketmaster, can I come running here, Mr. Ticketmaster? No, I'm jumping your fence, bucko.
Yeah, you're gonna have to catch me, right?
Don't you work for them?
No, I don't. I don't. I'm not affiliated with the resort at all.
Who do you work for? Who do
Okay.
you work for?
What is the farthest you've ever ran on a treadmill?
The treadmill is not that impressive. It's probably like 15 kilometers. No, like 16 kilometers. Yeah, I usually keep my mileage in the winter under like 16 kilometers on the treadmill just so I don't have to go any further than that so that I can go outside and get the long runs done by the time winter rolls around. So purposefully not signing up for a full marathon in the spring prevents me from having to do some excruciating kilometers on the treadmill. And that's just me admitting to being a win. I can't do it. It's not fun for me. I lose all motivation, and it's easier for me to keep my discipline if it's under an hour and a half on the treadmill. Like, that's enough. I did 14 kilometers on the treadmill yesterday. I enjoyed it. I watched a trail running documentary. I could have went to, like, 20. I think I will end up doing that the next couple weeks, but so far I have not. That sounds awful.
No, it's a substantial challenge, and it's kind of like last week I did 12 miles, so like 19 kilometers on the treadmill, and that was like a really tough 19 kilometers. But this one, honestly, this morning it kind of flew by. It wasn't too bad. You got to be feeling
You
good.
know
Like if you have to slug out a run on a treadmill, it's so much worse than having to slug out a run in the open air.
what I've been practicing is classical conditioning. I forget who coined that term, but classical conditioning is where you pair something you dislike with something you like, or you pair two things together to elicit a positive reaction. So I save all my favorite YouTube videos that I really, really want to watch throughout the week, and I only allow myself to watch them on the treadmill. And basically, it just pairs something that's terrible, like treadmill running, with something that's absolutely wonderful, such as watching YouTube. And it makes me like it. It's like when, the dog hears the whistle, which makes him think he's about to get a treat. That's what I'm doing to myself with the treadmill, and it's been working wonders. Like, I look forward to hopping on that treadmill because it is my uninterrupted YouTube extravaganza fun time. But it just so happens to be that I'm working out as well. I'm getting my run in. But it's primarily to watch my YouTube. Nothing fires me up more than YouTube.
That's good. I watched Theo Vaughn and RFK, the most recent podcast this morning, and RFK opens it up and he's like, I'm gonna do an RFK impression. I'm not scared of COVID-19, and I used to snort cocaine off toilet seats. The AHS Secretary of the United States like opened up the podcast with that. And you're like, you know what? I'm gonna sit and watch another hour to get health advice from this guy. I love RFK. I think he's cool, but that was a hell of a way to open up a podcast, especially in his position. It's pretty hilarious.
That was absolutely wonderful. Thanks for sharing. Wow. Just wow.
I'm interested to listen to that one back. I feel like it was a half decent impression.
It was really good. It was
Thank you.
really good.
Thank you. Thank you. And then you have Theo Vaughn too, like just like, yep. Like not even taken back by it, just like get it. Get it. But yeah, no, that and you're completely right. Listening to RFK's scratchy, glamorous voice for about an hour on the treadmill was lovely. And it flew by. It was a good one today. But yeah, and I think one thing that we want to talk about today on the podcast is how we balance, all of our fitness goals with our personal lives. Like how does family and fitness, what does family and fitness mean to you?
Holy moly, what a loaded question. What does family and fitness mean to me? I think that it's just a way of showing up every single day for yourself, and then it translates to the rest of your life in regards to your family. If you're going out to do, that 19-kilometer run on your treadmill, it's absolutely horrific thought, in question. But if you get it done, that's probably the hardest shit you're gonna have to face that day, is those 19 kilometers on the treadmill. And then maybe getting peed on by a baby is pleasant after those 19 kilometers on the treadmill. It just keeps you positive for the rest of the day. And I like this quote. I'm gonna try not to butcher it, but it says, everyone hopefully would die for their family. But the real question is, would you live for them? Would you prevent diabetes at age 50 so that you could be around longer for your young Johns? That's the big question. And I think that is the perfect explanation of what family and fitness means to me. Sure, I'd die for you, but would I live for you?
Yeah, and it's non-negotiable. You're gonna hopefully die before them one day. So you might as well live for them. And yeah, I completely get that, especially being a father now. I do think about it when my kids are a little older and they can understand what is going on. It'd be a pretty special moment to finish a big race or some sort of fitness event and, they're there cheering you on at the finish line. I don't think there'd be a better feeling than that. And it's also about setting a positive example for them. Um, and, besides that, just as you said, to live for them means that, I have the energy once I get home from work to play with my son for a little bit or go outside and go on a bike ride or just be present. I feel like fitness gives you that. Where if you
Fitness
didn't,
does give you that.
yeah, like if you didn't prioritize your fitness and you go do your stressful job and you didn't do that, 19-kilometer run that morning, your job will probably suck a little bit more than it would otherwise. And then you really don't have the energy at the end of the day. You just want to relax and decompress when, if you got the hardest thing out of your day done first thing in the morning, then work is nothing, easy peasy. And then you come home and you can be present with your family and you have the energy to do things with them. And like, it's too early to be thinking about this stuff, I guess, but like I want to be able to like pick my kids up and not have to worry about throwing my back out, you know?
It's not too early. But for me, let's address the elephant in the room here. Yes, the fundamental theory of living for your family and, making sure you're the best, your body is the best, performing at the best that it can, um, to help be more present with your family and healthy for your family and live for your family. But in theory as well, fitness, especially to our obsession and our commitment to fitness, is inherently a selfish act. It's, you're clocking maybe 12 hours a week just doing your runs, and that's 12 hours you could have spent with your family. And I'm wondering, how do you combat the selfish pursuit of reaching your goals of like a sub 3 marathon and have it not affect your family presentness to the extent that, it can at times?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Something I think about quite a bit. So, first of all, you just have to wake up earlier. I'm not willing to sacrifice the time in the evening with my family to go to the gym and work out. That is something that is a non-negotiable for me. After work, I'm present at home. And as well, too, like I want to be helpful in the mornings before I go to work. It's not always possible. Sometimes I have to be at work early. My household doesn't really wake up until about 7 o'clock. And sometimes I'm at work for 7, but, more often than not, I'm at work for 8, 8:30. So my morning routine is I wake up at 4 o'clock, 4:30, depending on the day. I like to get to the gym around 5, work out for, hour to 2 hours, depending on what I have going on. Get back home around 6:37, and then I help my wife with our oldest. I'll give him a bottle, change him, kind of get him ready for the day so my wife can wake up and get ready with our newborn. And then I hand off the baby to her and then I go to work. And yeah, again, I just make sure, I'm home for dinner as much as I can be and help out with putting the kids to bed. Yeah, like I want to be doing these things. And like it's a very actually in-depth question to ask someone, especially sort of in my current stage of life, because like I believe two things. I want to be incredibly present for my kids. Like I want my kids to remember me being around and present in the household and helping out. But as well, like me and my wife have our roles. I am the provider of the family. She stays home, looks after the kids. And I would like to keep that for as long as I possibly can. So I'm working very hard to make sure that I can provide everything that my family needs so that my wife can stay home and raise our children. So part of that for me is is taking care of myself. Like, I'm gonna be better in business if I am in the best physical shape I possibly can be. And the way that I'm wired, like, I can't do something halfway. Like, I have to have a marathon in the calendar or an ultra race in the calendar, a half marathon, whatever it is. I have to be training for something. Otherwise, I know that I'm not gonna give it my all. Like, the past 5 years, I haven't taken more than 2 days off of the gym ever. Like, I'm super consistent, but that's not why I do it. Like, I'm not doing it just to work out and to look better and to feel better. Like, I'm also doing it to unlock my full potential. And that's not only physical, it's mental as well. There's also a spiritual element to it. Like, when I'm on these runs, I'm constantly just reflecting and thinking. So if I look at the man that I want to become 10 years down the road, achieve all the things I want to achieve, fitness is a non-negotiable. So if I'm not doing that, I know I'm not going to reach my full potential, and I'm not going to be able to give my family all the things that they need. So yeah, that's my perspective on it.
I totally agree. If you wanna get it done, you gotta get it done in the dark. You can't like you can, but I believe that it exemplifies the selfish pursuit of fitness if you're doing it, um, at times where you're supposed to be present with your friends and family. I try my best to limit it to the mornings, um, but sometimes work gets busy and I have to go hit that run after a 11-hour day, and it makes it that much harder. I like to get it done in the morning because it sets the standard for the day, and then it is really just, like, a time to escape from work and all the responsibilities you have to do at work or at home, and you can reflect on just being in the current moment while you're running. Like, if you're on the treadmill for 2 hours doing your 19-kilometer run, there's nowhere else you can be. There's nothing else you could be doing except for that in that exact moment, and having the time to reflect on, work or family or yourself or your goals on the treadmill is actually it's a privilege and it's a gift as much as we say it sucks. But one thing I like to say when I'm on the treadmill or when I'm taking an hour and a half to do my workouts before my work schedule, which some may look at as hard, but really like we get to do this. We don't have to do this.
Mhm.
Nothing we do is a have to do this. Um, and the fact that we get to go to the gym before work is actually it's a privilege, it's not a curse. And it elicits so many great things in our family life and in our work life just from being able to do a hard thing before both of those things. I also feel like it physically, like scientifically, neurologically, and biologically makes you perform better at work. I don't know the science behind that. I would love to know the science behind that, but if I go and I run 15 kilometers before work, you would think that it would make me like, less alive and enthusiastic and engaged at work, but really it makes me more, and I don't know why. Actually, I might know why. Has something to do with cortisol. If you spike your cortisol in the morning by doing an activity, your cortisol something usually remains higher throughout the rest of the day, which means you're more actively engaged in the stuff you gotta get done. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't know this. I don't know the science, but I can definitely speak anecdotally, and it's a fine balance. I completely agree. I operate a high volume hospitality business. I have about 100 employees that I'm responsible for. I there's there's some sort of benefit to have like this blanket of fatigue on you that just kind of like levels out your emotions. Like, I don't have the energy to be upset. It allows you to think a little bit more tactically, and like you are in this frame of mind where, almost subconsciously you're saying, "I'm not gonna waste energy on things I don't have to." So you put your energy in the place where it needs to go a little bit more naturally. If you're coming in and you have like all the energy in the world that you would have had from, that you spent on a workout in the morning, maybe you're putting your energy in places that it doesn't need to be. And that's not always a benefit. I think it helps me think a little bit more tactically. And when I'm in high stress situations or need to make an important call for the business, I find that I am, if I am in a week or in a day where I'm exuding high levels of exercise, I can make decisions a little bit more level-headed. I'm a pretty level-headed individual anyways. It's not like I have a problem with it, but I think it still like helps with that attribute. But like the catch-22 is your brain runs on glucose, and I find that if I'm not fueling properly at work, I just like numb. Like I just brain fog is the best way to describe it, especially if I'm just sitting at a computer sort of crunching numbers, working on a spreadsheet sometimes. Yeah, things just aren't computing. But as long as I'm fueling properly, it's not an issue. But if I missed a meal because I'm super
Mhm.
busy or something like that, or I didn't have enough electrolytes that day, yeah, my brain doesn't always fire on all cylinders. So it's something I'm very cognizant of.
Yes, when you are at the office doing some admin work and you did not properly fuel that day, it feels like you're trying to survive. Like it feels like your
Walking through
survival
mud.
instinct just like starts to become apparent and then you're reaching for anything and everything you can just to satisfy that hunger hormone of your glucose diminishing. And it is very important to get your 3 meals in and make them big. Because you don't want to have to waste time in the middle of your day to go get a snack because your hunger hormone is messing up your cortisol, your stress, and your survival instincts as a human.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you get a good breakfast in before you go to the office so you're not wasting people's time
Mm-hmm.
being brain fogged. And make sure you get a good lunch in. Schedule in your lunch so that you can perform after lunch. Because I know some of us, we get to lunch and then the rest of our day sucks because we got a little taste of freedom and joshing around and scrolling on reels. Make sure you get a good lunch in that's going to make you perform well after the office, after the lunch, because and that includes not getting too full. I have slammed a few too many junior chickens on my lunch, and the rest of my workday is absolutely thrown because now I'm sluggish
Mm-hmm.
and I'm full and I want to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Nutrition is a very important at work, and I think it's really neglected by a lot of people. But especially when you add on marathon training to that, it is torturous to not have proper nutrition. I've had my boss look at me once and say, "Holy shit, do you need to go get a coffee?" And that's the last thing you want. You want people to think that marathon training doesn't affect your performance at work. You want people to think it enhances your performance at work. And that starts with the foundation of a good nutrition. And I'm still learning that.
Mm-hmm. No, totally. And yeah, it'll make or break. And I'm a big believer and it's an overall net positive, both for, myself personally and professionally. But yeah, if my nutrition is off, it's no bueno. And I eat twice at work. That's normally my routine is I bring two lunches. It's just like every single day. It's either rice or potatoes or chicken or beef. It helps me get my macros. I know if I get those two meals in, that's about at least 80 grams of protein and, probably 100, 150 grams of carbs while I'm at work. And I'll normally eat another like 50 or 60 gram of protein breakfast with, yeah, like, 80 grams of carbs at least. And those are like the 3 meals in my day that are non-negotiables. I eat them every day. And the breakfast being Greek yogurt. I can do like Greek yogurt, protein powder, granola, honey, berries, like every morning. And if I get those in, then I'm at like 130, 140 grams of protein before I get off work. And then if I eat a dinner with like another 40 to 60 grams of protein, I'm good. I know that I've covered all my bases, and then I kind of fit in carbs around it based off of, my training levels. Like today, I always do my long runs on my days off. I'm normally off Sunday, Mondays, and but I needed to go in today for about 4 hours this morning. So I went and ran 21 kilometers on the treadmill and then went to work. And they had like these like pastries at work, these like coconut pastries and like these chocolate bars. Just ate two of them. Got the carbohydrates in. And it's like it does wonders though, because I don't like working on days that I do long runs. I don't care like how much you fuel. You're never gonna get your brain firing as it should.
It's true, it has to be done on a day off.
Exactly. Like you can go about the rest of your day. Like I'm doing a podcast with you right now. This is totally fine, but it's just not optimal for work. So I try and avoid it. But yeah, there's just some stuff that I need to go get done today.
Yeah, and to loop it back around to family and fitness, if you have not fueled properly throughout the day, once you get home, it feels almost impossible to be present with your loved ones if you are starving and angry. I don't know about you, but when I have not eaten properly and I become hungry, I am a female dog. Big BITCH. I feel like the world's against me and I'm against and everyone's the enemy. And I'm not even trying to be fun. I get extreme hanger. And the last thing you want to do after an 11-hour shift working with people and being very socially engaged is come home and treat your family like dog shit. But sometimes it happens if I'm not properly fueled. So it's something to be cognizant of
Mhm.
is getting a good luncheon and, in your case, 2 lunches, you big back. It helps with you being kinder to the people around you. Me anyways, you don't wanna be around me when I'm like, what's that commercial? Eat a Snickers.
Yeah.
You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Yeah. What is it?
I'm a mangy munt
Yeah.
when I'm hungry.
For me, you know what I got to be careful of is drinking too much caffeine because I'm highly caffeinated almost always. But if you overdo it, because I try and stop by 2 p.m. I know that's too late and whatever, but that's what I do. I think I normally if I stop by 2 p.m. I can sleep fine. But if it was just one of those days where you had a little bit too much, just I find the come down by the time you get home is a little too aggressive. You can be a little grumpy. But yeah, is what it is. I'm excited too. Just speaking about uh, fitness and family, like we have a reasonably athletic family, so I think we got a good roster of guests that we can bring on just from the family.
It really depends who you ask, right? Jim, our father, he's been running a 5K every day since my bum has been being wiped, since I've been in Pampers. It just seems normal to run 5K every day, but now in my adulthood, I realized just how hard it was for our dad to run 5K every day, like before work, especially with some of the attitudes we've had growing up. Good on him. I'm starting to realize just how heroic that 5K we've seen over our years. To normalize fitness as a family is incredibly important for kids growing up.
Hmm.
'Cause if you normalize being active as a regular part of your day to regulate your mood and your energy and your activities and your interests, it really does trickle down to your offspring. And maybe that's why we are such incredible athletes. It's because we've seen Jimbo Slice wake up every morning and get his arguably non-competitive 5K in.
Listen, I
I no, no, I remember going on runs with Jimbo when I was a kid, and I would just dog on his ass. I'd be like, "You're so slow, Dad. You're so slow." I would run to the green light and run back and be like, "You do this every day, you punk. Screw you, you're slow." And, uh, Did wonders for my confidence. I was always faster than my father. What
Yeah,
about
he's
you?
he's never been the fastest, but, like, and I wouldn't even call myself an amazing athlete. I'm definitely not. I'm just a regular guy trying to accomplish athletic feats, and but we definitely inherited his discipline, and that's the most important thing. Jimbo's always gonna outwork you, and I think we got that gene.
I haven't seen him take a day off work since I don't know when.
No, no, you're right. But like what I was trying to get at is like, listen, we got a professional boxer in the family. We can have Austin the Tornado Joel.
We do have a professional boxer in the family.
Yeah, he has a fight coming up. I believe in April. He just got another fight in Whitby, and I've sent him an
Mhm.
invite to come on. We gotta coordinate with him. Maybe even next week we have Austin on. Who knows? But that would be a really good guest. He's doing like a really good job in the media space and in obviously in the boxing space. So I think he would be a pretty good guest. And like Chris, he's always been our brother, super athletic and very soccer
Pause
inclined.
first. I wanna talk about the Tornado Joel. The Tornado Joel is arguably I've never one to downplay my abilities, only upplay them. The Tornado Joel is arguably the most athletic in the family,
Yeah, I think
maybe tied with me.
that's hands down.
Nope, I think tied with me. Anyways, I'll just put out there.
He's
He has always been able to do shit that none of us was ever able to do.
no, it's
Score 4 goals in the game, sure. Me, Chris, Lucas, Liv, we could do that. We could never triple backflip off the top ropes, RKO, and then kick somebody in the nuts and then go to the boxing gym and win titles. That's not something none of us has been able to do.
yeah. And it'd be a
But
cool
we are
video.
all athletic.
I bet you can do a cool video too, where like he comes for a run with us, and then he brings us for a boxing workout.
Yeah, but the problem is he'd probably run faster than us at the run. So it'd be like, here's my domain. I know you're better at it than I am. Now show me what you got in the ring.
Yeah,
Let's go
yeah.
toe to toe.
I think it makes for a good video though.
I would agree. This guy's unreal. We need to get him on.
Yeah,
Good hyping.
that'll be a good one.
Still not more athletic than I am. That out there.
You guys can settle that on the podcast.
I might concede. I don't think I want to argue with the Tornado Joel.
No, I don't see you winning that one.
I don't really see myself selling out arenas, right? So
You don't
here
have
I am talking to my brother on the computer.
No, you don't. He has all the leverage. He is. You got to go like
He has
run a sub
it
3
all.
marathon or something, and then you can maybe talk shit.
I have no accolades compared to the Tornado Joel. I concede now.
Yeah, that's a smart move. Yeah. Okay. I went to go see a movie last night. It sucked.
The movie sucks. Talk about getting trapped in a jail and then listening to something that's way too loud and then trying to be happy about spending $25 watching something on the big screen while smelling Deborah to the right of you and listening to her eat popcorn. Let's talk about behaviors of eating. You could work on it. I'm sure the people to the right of you, in front of you, and behind you weren't too pleasantly pleased to hear you chewing your popcorn and hearing your jaw crack. I know I've mentioned this before at family dinners, but oh my gosh, are you aware of your eating habits, James? It's like you're angry at your plate.
It's just
Like I could just imagine you fully gripping the fork on the plate and then heavy breathing. That's what's in your grocery sounds like. Holy moly!
I like to
Need to
eat.
get a hold of that. I
Uh,
know you like to eat, but it's almost like you're angry about doing it while you're doing it.
no, it's I just got to make sure I get it in before anyone steals it.
I'm not gonna steal your food, James. You're rude.
What running shoes right now are you using most?
Unfortunately, right now I'm using the most for my easy runs, I use a New Balance 1080s. I find them to be lackluster, but I've already spent money on them. You got them for me as a gift, actually. Thank you. Thank you for that. They've been great use out of them, and I'm still using them, but yeah, it's they're too sand-like, and I feel like I don't get enough, like, support when going, 'cause I tend to overpronate, I feel like that's the term, and my feet go like this. I think the New Balance, these are too soft and sand-like, so my knees are hitting each other, but I'm trying to wear out the tread on those, it's almost over. I'm gonna try a new pair, and then for my long runs, I use the best shoe of all time, Super Blast 2s, Asics Super Blast 2s, those are just magnificent shoes. For the long run, they have good energy return, but they're still soft, they have a good stack. Then for my tempo runs and my intervals, I'm using, I think, the Puma DV8s. They're alright. They're just they also lack a little luster, but they're firm and light. What about you? I think I have another one. That's it. What about you? What's your shoe rotation right now?
I need to update my shoe rotation, to be honest with you, but I'm using the 1080s for my easy runs. I'm using the Saucony Endorphin Pros, which are like my favorite speed shoe. They're the best. And I am using the Saucony Endorphin trainers for my long runs. Not a huge fan of the trainers. I like the Super Comp trainers much better than the Saucony trainer. It just feels a little clunky. But yeah, and I was using the Saucony Endorphin Speeds for my tempo runs, but I recently just retired those. Yeah, I have the Nike Alpha Flies for race shoes. I'm going to use those for one more marathon. I've used them for one already. I'm going to use them for one more and then retire them as a race shoe and just use them for speed. But I do have a plan for updating my rotation. I'm going to do it after this marathon in May. I'm going to just run these ones out. And then I'm probably going to re-up on the Endorphin Pros. Those are just the best, worth another buy. I think I'm going to get the Nova Blast
Oh, those are so good.
for
Those
my
are so
long
good.
runs.
Wait, Nova Blast for your long runs?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no
No.
no carbon plate in them. You can use them for long
No.
runs.
I think you're mistaken. The Nova Blast is an everyday shoe. It's like comparable to the
What's the Super
did you
Blast?
mean Super Blast?
Super Blast.
Super Blast. No,
Yeah.
yeah, those are the best long run shoe you can get. There's no plate, but they're still really good energy return, and they got a huge stack. Nova Blast are comparable to the Adidas SLs,
Yeah.
whatever those things are called.
No.
Though that's an amazing shoe, though. I think I want to re-up on those. It's just like those shoes feel like a privilege. Like you can either run fast in them, you can run slow, but they're like not specifically great for either. So I wish I was pulling in a little bit more guap. I'd get some Nova Blast just for fun, just to run in once a month.
I know. They're nice. I'm gonna get a pair for summer. For you know what? For my easy run shoes, that's still up in the air. I really like the T's. I might try the new version of the T's. I'm using version 14 right now. Maybe try version 15. You have any recommendations for easy run shoes?
For easy run shoes, I haven't had the best luck. Like I think it's just because theoretically I don't like running in like a really soft shoe because there's not much energy return, but that's the point in running in an easy run shoe. It's just so that you're clocking your miles and it's like recovery easy on your joints. The only other easy run shoe I've tried is I use the Nova Blast for my easy runs, and those have really good energy return, but I feel like there just isn't enough cushion to really call them an easy run shoe, but you can use them for your easy runs. I just think you can be protecting your muscles more with those. I've tried the Hoka something Clifton 9s.
Mm.
Those suck. Like, they are so soft, it felt like I was running on memory foam and, like, they're just sluggish. I went for one run in those, I immediately returned them and got the Nova Blast, and the Nova Blast were pleasantly surprising. Give me a moment.
Yeah, no, I don't know the direction I want to go for easy run shoes. Like, I think I definitely want to go try on the new 1080s just because I've had two pairs so far of the 1080s and they're my favorite easy day shoe by far. And like I totally agree, you have to get used to a max cushion shoe. That you have to like understand it and appreciate it for what it is. And like I found when I was more at like the beginning of my running journey, I hated them because I was already so slow. And like it was just like, oh man, like how to like actually run in zone two, I really gotta go slow in these. But now I really appreciate them just cruising. And
You know what I wanna try for an easy run shoe? The new Nike Vomero Pluses. I feel like you
yeah,
just those are a lot of, like, glitz and glam because 'cause they're paying a lot of influencers to promote them right now, but I've heard some great things. I know they're being paid to say it, but I feel like they might be worth a shot because I can't imagine Nike making too soft of a shoe because 'cause they're so, like, speed and track is, like, kinda their brand, but I don't know, I gotta try them. They're just so expensive. They're like the price of a Super Blast, like 280 or something. You can get them on sale for like 215, but like for an easy run shoe, I don't want to be spending that much for an easy run. Like I think
yeah.
New Balance 1080s, like when they're not on sale, they're 215. You can get them for like 180 or something. But
Running shoe prices
yeah, I
are
want to try them.
insane. They're insane. It
They
may
are. They only last for months.
especially like coming from the States, like buying because like a New Balance would be 160. And like I know the dollar conversion, whatever, but when you're making USD, you don't think about the conversion and everything is just cheaper. So like when I hear these Canadian prices, it makes me want to throw up.
Yeah, they need to get a handle on that.
Someone's got to talk
Or
to
I don't
Carney
think I
about
don't
it.
think running shoe prices is at the top of their priority of economic economic.
Well, it goes for everything. Just running shoes is a sore spot for me personally.
How sore?
I really like your idea too. I just want to let you know about doing the podcast outside. That's coming, and I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, it's good as long as we get some good mics that can, uh, mute out the wind, I think it's good.
Yeah, I do. This one will that I have. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, you want to wrap it up?
I agree, we should wrap it up like Christmas.
Wrap it up like a present and give it to your sister.
I got stuff to do, I'm sick of looking at your dumb face.
Okay. Awesome. Great chatting with you.
Love ya, bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.